I'm Frank Proto, professional chef and culinary instructor, and today I'm going to show you how to make 3 of my go-to dips at home. French onion, hummus, and spinach artichoke. This is Dips 101. I love making my own dips at home because I control what goes in them. I'm always going to choose the best ingredients for the people that I love. If you buy them at the store, you don't know what's in them, or they might have preservatives that you don't want. You can also control the seasoning, spice level. You're always going to get a better reaction, and people will be blown away with how much better they are than if you bought them at the store. Chef, you're making French onion dip. Why wouldn't you just use the packet? And I'm telling you, this is going to be miles ahead of just using the packet. You're choosing your ingredients, you're taking care and love, and people are gonna love it so much more than the packet. Take the time to do it. French onion dip has most of the components that French onion soup has in it. So I wanna start out by caramelizing my onions. I have a nice big stainless steel pan, put it on high just to start, and I wanna get my pan nice and hot. I start out with high heat, and then I lower it down. I'm using a neutral oil just to get the bottom of my pan coated. So you can see that my oil is starting to get a little shimmery. Whenever I add things to the pan, I add them away from me so I don't get burned. Snap, crackle, pop. That's what we want. Sizzling, not steaming. Leave it on high heat for a few minutes. Add salt now. The salt right now is just gonna draw some moisture out of the onions. You can see I'm starting to get brown already, and that's good, but if I leave this at this high temperature, things are gonna get brown too quick. I have some fresh thyme, and I have some bay leaf. I leave it whole because then it's easy to take out. I'm just gonna lower my heat a little and let those sugars caramelize. These onions are gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes. Don't rush this. You don't wanna burn them. My heat's a little high. I'm gonna lower it just a little. So you can see that my onions are nice and brown. They've actually gotten translucent and they're cooked all the way through. They're soft. We wanna stop here. Hit it with just a touch more salt. Put this onto a tray, flatten it out, so that it cools faster, right? And it doesn't overcook. We're gonna put it in the fridge. Caramelized onions are cool. You can make this dip a couple of days ahead. It's actually better the longer it sits. Sour cream's going in the bowl. Use full fat sour cream, please. Mayonnaise has a little zing. It has some nice flavor. Get my caramelized onions into the bowl. Onion powder, garlic powder are some of the things that people don't think chefs would use. When I was a younger cook or a younger chef, I would never use onion powder, but I've come around on it. It has a lot of strength, a lot of onion flavor in a small amount. Another thing that I'm using that's a convenience product is actually a beef bouillon powder. It has a beefy, rich, meaty flavor because a lot of French onion soup has beef broth. A lot of the stuff we're putting in our French onion dip mimic what French onion soup tastes like. Black pepper, always fresh cracked. Now we have to be careful with the salt because we have the beef bouillon powder in, so I'm gonna go light on the salt for now, and then I'm gonna add sherry vinegar. If you can't find sherry, use what you got. It's like kind of like a secret ingredient that chefs use. If something's a little dull and lackluster in a sauce, a little lemon juice, a little vinegar, and it pops. And now all we have to do is just mix this together. We wanna get that onion powder, and we wanna make sure that that beef bouillon powder is broken up and not in lumps. I wanna taste it now to make sure that I have the seasoning correct. As you get things colder, the seasoning is a little dulled, so I want this to be just a little more than what I would normally season. So give it a little taste. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and just a little more black pepper. If you look at this, it's kind of liquidy. If we put this in the fridge, it's actually gonna firm back up again. It's gonna absorb all those ingredients, it's gonna equalize, so it'll be a nice, thick, creamy, rich dip. It goes in the fridge, it's gonna rest, and then we can eat it. Look at that. My onion dip has sat. You see it's gotten a lot thicker. The color changed as well. It got a little browner. Some of that caramelized onion kind of seeped out into there. So let's plate it up. No wimpy bowls here, right? I get a little bit of this caramelized onion that we saved, and we're gonna just try and put it around. And then I have some fresh thyme leaves that I'm just gonna kind of like dot around. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, you could use the packet, but look at this, come on. You serve this to someone and they're like, wow, Frank actually cares about me. What would onion dip be without a nice big bag of ruffled chips? Make sure we get a little bit of everything in there. It has a ton of zing to it. The fresh onions just make this like super, super savory and delicious. If you take the time to make this and say, hey, look, I made some onion dip, people will be blown away. It's that much more delicious than anything you can buy in a package. Hummus is a dip or a spread that you'll see throughout the Middle East. Hummus, when I was younger, wasn't in the national consciousness of America. Now hummus is everywhere. You can buy the stuff at the store prepackaged, but this one is like 1,000 times better. The base of hummus is chickpeas. We do have canned chickpeas here, and canned beans, to me, are one of the best convenience products out there, just for the fact that they're cooked really, really nice. But for my hummus, I like to cook them just a little more. This step where we boil them for about 20 minutes makes our hummus super creamy, super smooth. If you don't have the time for this, use it straight out of the can. I save the liquid from the chickpeas in case I have to adjust the final consistency. These beans are going, I'm gonna cover them up and just let them simmer away. We don't want this to be a hard boil. If it's boiling, they start to break up and they fall apart completely, and that's not what we want. My chickpeas have been simmering for about 20 minutes. Shut it off, bring it over to the sink, and I'm gonna dump all that liquid out. We don't need to save that. If you look, some of the skins are coming off. They're starting to split in half, and that's what we want. So I cooked the chickpeas, got them nice and tender. I've let them cool. All we really have to do is make the dip now. Take my chickpeas, they all go in. At this point, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. About 2 cloves here. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for super garlicky, or are you looking for just a little bit of garlic? I think 2 medium cloves like this are really good. Just give it a little whack right into your food processor. I have some fresh cumin. People have a love-hate relationship with cumin. I think that as long as it's a nice background flavor, it gives a little body to it. It gives a little earthiness to the finished hummus. I would not skip the cumin. I have some lemon juice. I'm gonna start out with half a lemon. I'm gonna save the other half, and when I taste it, if I need a little more, I'm gonna put more in. Hit it with some salt right now. The extra virgin olive oil has a little bite to it. It adds a little more creaminess. And one of the key ingredients to a great hummus is a really nice tahini. It adds creaminess, it adds nuttiness to it. This one is just basically ground up sesame seeds, and I'm not shy with it. This amount of chickpeas, I'm using a 1/4 cup, so it is a fair amount. And then all we really have to do right now is puree. We want it to be nice and smooth, take time, and let it go. So I can see right away, right? I'm gonna shut it off. I can see right away it's too thick. And that is why I saved my chickpea juice from the cans. So I'm gonna let it puree for a second and then go again. Scrape down your sides one more time. I think this consistency is beautiful. When you run your spatula through it, it kind of holds its shape. And here's the most important part at this time, right? I have a spoon and I'm gonna taste. Biggest mistake home cooks make is they do not taste their food until it goes on the table. It's good, but it needs more salt, and it definitely needs a lot more lemon juice. Right? A little more olive oil, and believe it or not, a touch more salt, and we're good to go, I think. One last taste. Really nice, lemony, a little sharp. What hummus is not complete without an assortment of things to dip in that hummus? We got some beautiful veggies, we got some pita bread, and then I have garnishes. You want things to look good as well as taste good. Take our spoon, and we're gonna push it to the edges. Add my olive oil. This is extra virgin, and we want it to be not necessarily swimming in it, but we do want it to have a nice amount of olive oil. With my parsley, I'm just gonna pick some leaves and spread them around. Parsley is gonna add some freshness to this, some brightness. Get yourself some nice sea salt. Not because we didn't season it well, but a little crunch of salt is really nice. And then some of our Aleppo pepper gives us this nice smokiness. And this is how I make hummus at home. It's got a smooth, creamy, silky texture. We get that pop of lemon juice and then the earthy garlic at the end. Make hummus. Take the time. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Spinach and artichoke dip is a dip I make for almost every single family occasion. Part of the reason why I choose to use canned artichokes and frozen spinach is they are very hard to deal with fresh. Spinach you have to wash several times, you have to blanch it, you have to chop it. Same thing with artichokes, super seasonal, super expensive if you buy them in the store. I'm gonna start out by putting my cream cheese in, right? Cream cheese I have is room temperature. This is about 8 ounces. And this whole brick goes in. Mayonnaise, this gives us a little bit of textural difference. It helps make it a little smoother, but it also gives a little zip to this. So I'm just gonna basically put like a pinch of chili flakes in. I have some garlic powder, and then I have some Parmesan cheese. I like to use extra virgin olive oil and then salt and pepper. So this is the base for our dip. We're gonna puree this until it's nice and smooth, which it is. I don't have to taste it or anything. Artichokes go in first. We've drained them. Pulse, 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 because we still want to have a little bit of texture here. So what I like to do with the spinach is get in there, and if there's a lot of excess liquid, this one's actually nice and dry, and then throw that in there as well. If you don't take the liquid out, our spinach and artichoke dip is going to be watery and wet. I want it to like stick to whatever I'm dipping in it. So I pulsed it with the artichokes, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the spinach. I'm not going to puree it super fine. Just pulse. Give it a quick scrape down. I think it needs a little more salt, a little more olive oil as well, and that's it. So unlike our onion dip, which was a little thin and it thickened in the fridge, what's gonna happen to this is once we put it in the oven, it's gonna get like a little thinner, and it's gonna get gooey, because all that cheese is gonna melt and our cream cheese is gonna melt. So I want this to be a fairly thick consistency where it holds onto the spatula. When I serve my spinach and artichoke dip, I like to use a cast iron skillet or something heavy like that retains the heat. So that when I put it in the oven, not only does the dip get hot, I take it out, I put it on a pot holder or a trivet, and it stays hot for a little while. Don't be shy with the cheese. This is gonna help get it nice and bubbly and brown on top. So all I gotta do right now is take this, put it in a 300-degree oven, and get it nice and hot. Fresh from the oven, super hot. There is a nice crust of Parmesan cheese on top. If you can't get it crunchy like that, throw it under the broiler for a minute or two and it'll give you that nice crunchy top. Serving this with some crostini. It's just a baguette with some olive oil, a little salt, baked in the oven till they're crunchy. All right, ready to get in there? Let's see what we can do. Look at that. You get a little bit of the top. It's creamy, it's artichokey, it's spinachy. It's got a nice cheesy crunch from the top. It'll hold on to your crostini. This is a real stick to your ribs type dip. I've actually had this for dinner before. My dips are gonna be better than anything you can buy in the store, I guarantee it. The ingredients are better. The time that I put in has made them much more delicious than anything you get in a package. It's totally worth making your own dips.